Hello, everybody. Welcome to Cross Time College Football Show between Crossroads Sports and Game Time podcast. Gentlemen, happy week 8 review. How's your weekend?
Man, great until I landed back in India. Temperature dropped about 35 degrees. Other than that, man, I'm back home, ready to roll, talking football, ready to fight with JB. I think we're gonna have us a segment where we knuckle up, man. JB's been attacking me for the last 3 days, man.
I hear it, John.
Man, no, not attacking, man. Just just a little poking the bear, just a little bit, man. This is not necessarily, what I'm saying, the time or place for combatants, what I'm saying. But like, no, man, I'm ready to talk. What I'm saying, college football night, and I might sneak a little basketball. I can't help it, man. It's just in me, man. But like, I'm ready to talk to them.
I'll mute you.
Dude, you can try. You can try. You can't Jimmy Kimmel me. Come on now.
I think I just did right now. Look, he's muted. I just Jimmy Kimmel'd him. Isaiah, how are you?
I'm doing good. Good to be here. My weekend was good. Did some broadcasting for IU East. Had a media day as well, so that was fun and all. But it's good to be here. Excited to talk college football because I am mad at LSU for dropping that game. Not too happy about that.
Okay. Yeah, we got a little bit to talk about that. I'm pissed at the SEC and the Alabama people down there, especially that defensive coordinator. We'll start there. Let's start there and get this Alabama shit over with. Number one, that defensive coordinator has to have a guy hold him back the entire time, and then every single play they're late is just pass interference, blatant pass interference. And he says in the post game, well, I mean, there at the end, we were playing good, tough defense. That ain't tough defense. That was piss poor defense is what that was. So it's like 4 penalties in a row. And then the fact that Tennessee gets in and they don't even review it, and that costs several people, several dimes and pennies. It's a frustration. I've said it to you guys off air. I'm not going to bring it on here too much longer, but investigation needs into that because that was horse crap down there. Come on, Alabama, SEC, you're better than that.
Mark Cuban style. Greg Sankey needs to go over that game with a fine tooth comb, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand, man. I mean, in the text thread that we kind of shared. You know what I'm saying? And all, seriousness, man, it kind of went predictable, man. Aguilar ball protection didn't have it. They tried to go to their key wideout, the Basil. I know I'm messing up his name, but he's a player, but you can't be a two-trick pony and think you're going to navigate the SEC, man. So I get it. They had some decimation in their secondary or whatnot, but this is Tennessee. And, what I'm saying, just like I always say, man, if you got to go get more money or more players or whatnot, or you got to get better scouting, then that's what you got to do to navigate the SEC. So, this wasn't a real good effort out the gate for Tennessee. My personal opinion, we can, like I said, there was some calls, didn't necessarily kind of go their way for sure. But again, Alabama, took advantage of the opportunities that Tennessee laid out for them, and again, Alabama's the winner.
I think Tennessee's running back showed a lot yesterday, breaking tackle after tackle. We talked about Georgia and their tackling earlier in the season. Bama looked like they had Bulldog jerseys on where they were tackling in the second half yesterday. So there's a lot to clean up for Bama. Obviously, I think Ty Simpson has solidified himself as a difference maker when they need points, when they need to get the ball down the field. You start your first possession, I think at the 4-yard line, maybe 5-yard line, and you take it 95 yards down the throats, man. That's a good start, man. Much better starts than under Nick. He was always more conservative that first drive. So pretty encouraging to see Ty Simpson the way he's playing, the way he's putting the ball where it needs to be to those receivers for sure.
Okay. Isaiah?
I thought it was a good game. Obviously, I don't have much thoughts on the call, but I think Bama, You look at where they started in week 1 with the Florida State loss and the way they've been able to build and build. And then I think the Georgia win was a big confidence booster for them. And now they're just continuing to roll at this point. I don't really have much to say, right? Because me and Ramon, we were on Daryl talking about DeBoer may be gone if this continues, and they've continued to roll. So, and hey, I mean, you look at it, Ramon got on you about Vanderbilt, and they just beat LSU. So how about Vandy? So Bama's rolling.
All you have to do is just listen.
I'll let Brandon and you guys discuss the official call, because I think I watched the first half. I watched a little bit of the third quarter, and then I started watching Texas and Kentucky and USC and Notre Dame. So I kind of tuned out of the Bama game once they pulled themselves away a little bit.
Okay. I got a little note here. What was your key takeaway from the weekend? So I want to ask all four of you, I guess all three of you and myself, what your key takeaway from the weekends was. Mine, I think just about the how much how much movement we had in that top 10 that lost. It started Friday night with Miami. John, our Louisville plus 13.5 was huge. Never in doubt for us there. But starting with them, just how wild the ACC standings are right now. And the fact, if you go in and look, you've got Georgia Tech and Virginia, both of them undefeated, leading that conference.
Yeah, that's a little wild. And what I'm saying, as far as the coaching carousel concerns, it might kind of populate out of that once the offseason kind of, happens or whatnot. Man, Georgia Tech survived a little scare against Duke. Like I said, I think Duke gave them a little bit better game than anybody else has this year since their Colorado win, when it comes to ACC play anyway. But they got a chance to go undefeated the rest of the way. They don't play Miami. They do. I mean, they got to play Virginia. I'm not saying they should, any way, shape, way, or form, especially with this. I can't believe it. A hot Virginia team when they fired their freaking coach. Early in the season. But some winnable games, they just can't necessarily take their foot off the pedal and get complacent. As a lot of these teams, as you see, it's kind of eating them alive. LSU, I think that, complacency when you look at that game. And Brian Kelly's, play calling too, but complacency. It's a lot of these games are one-score games. And I know we'll shift gears here a little bit to BYU and Utah. But again, sometimes these 1 or 2 score games, man, or it kind of comes down to like the teams not playing a complete game. So, but I don't really have. It's kind of wild for me to see James Franklin back on, commentating or doing analysis. Like, dude, just go count your money, man. Don't jump back into it just yet. You know what I mean? But like, nah, man, it was a whole lot of football played this weekend. As it pertains to like conference championships and whatnot. I don't necessarily think I know Brandon sends out his weekly playoff graphic. He's trying to he's getting in trouble right now. Big guy, he's getting in trouble right now, man.
Yeah, I got another fan base pissed at me.
Yeah, the Missouri fans are coming for him, man, because the Missouri, the Miz, they should feel good if they are a 2-loss team. If they are a 2-loss team, they should feel good. But I don't know if that kind of happens for them, man. So, but I don't know. That James Franklin kind of showing back up. A week removed was kind of like, I was like, damn, man, the body ain't cold yet, bro.
Okay.
I liked it. I liked him coming back because like what he had said. He said, I'm ready to get back into it. And maybe it's real or maybe it's not. But what he's saying outwardly is it wasn't about the money for me. I want to coach. And he talked about that, and then him getting back in the next week. If you get, let go from such a high profile job and coming back a week later to be on national television, that takes stones, man. Everybody can't do that. Everybody can't turn around and say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get on a national set and speak football. So that takes a lot of stones. And that impressed me with the Franklin piece, right? Now, granted, you got to coach and get guys in the right position to be overly impressed, but this is a good start. And don't be surprised if he takes on, maybe a group of 5 job, a strong group of 5 job. I don't know about Power 5 far as, but maybe a group of 5, maybe one of those schools in the old Conference USA, which turned into Big 12, which turned into Mountain West. But what
I think
was
you're
be
selling him
interesting?
short.
Yeah, say again.
I think you're selling him short. I think he's in Florida's crosshairs.
I was just about to say. I was like,
who I think is in Florida crosshairs, and Brandon, you ain't
No, he likes where he's at. He ain't going to Florida.
This is just me. We talked about this.
Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin is not an Oxford, Mississippi
I don't think
guy.
he's going to Florida.
Fair enough. That's fair enough. That's what I'm saying. We all have our feelings, and what I'm saying is, I know he's not an Oxford, Mississippi guy. He's more of a Florida guy, Gainesville guy. I'm not saying he's going to leave, but be aware that unless there's some type of a contract extension going on over the next couple of weeks, if I'm a member of the Lane Train Mafia like Brandon is, I'm going to be a little nervous.
Okay.
The only call Lane Train takes is from the Miami Dolphins. There's no other phone call.
That'll be up next week. That'll be available next week.
Maybe so.
Monday.
The biggest thing for me was
that's what I mean. This coming week, Monday. Yeah.
Biggest thing for me was Texas Tech falling. I was very high on them throughout the whole year. They continued to buy into me. Everything I continued to buy into them as the weeks went on. But I think the Big 12, it'll continue to kind of eat itself here. So you've got BYU undefeated. We'll continue to see if they win out. I need to pull up their schedule. Cincinnati's got 1 loss, and then you've got also Texas Tech and Houston 1 loss. And then you got to keep in mind, right, you've got the Sun Devils, you got Arizona State and Iowa State, both 5-2. This conference is still very much wide open. TCU's also 5-2, but I haven't really paid much attention to them to put them in that conversation. But it really does feel like I think there's a possibility, depending on how the records fall, when we get to playoff time, maybe BYU gets in but lose the conference championship, and then obviously that conference championship winner gets in there, because I still like Texas Tech as the favorite. I've seen a little bit of BYU up to this point, but I still really like Texas Tech and what they've done. And like JB just said, like, that was a really good game. So it wasn't a bad loss per se. Definitely a frustrating loss for sure, because now it makes things a lot more trickier to get into that conference championship game. But they beat Cincinnati, correct? So, I mean, they would have the tiebreaker over them if Cincinnati were to lose a game.
Yeah, they didn't play Cincinnati this season.
Who did they play? Oh, was it Houston then?
No, they beat Houston to beat the snot out of Houston.
Yeah,
they haven't had any close games other than
I thought they played
the ass they took this weekend.
I thought they played Cincinnati, so that's my bad. But we'll see.
Yeah. They got BYU though too. Well, here's the thing: they got a chance to make a comeback because they've got BYU on November 8th, and they got them at their place too.
I think the Big 12 has become a lot more interesting as the weeks continue to go down. I think there is a slim chance that there's 2 Big 12 teams if BYU can stay undefeated and then they drop the conference title.
Okay.
Good. But I'll tell you, staying in, going towards back to ACC, I've been on the Georgia Tech train since they beat Colorado, and we had talked about it. Something about that team, that coach. He's not a household name, but everybody seems to respect the Georgia Tech program coming from the triple option from Paul. What's his name? Years ago.
He did 3 years at Alabama, man. As O-line coach, man. Don't do that, D-Cop. He did 3 years.
Come on. I knew there was something about it. I knew
he did 3 years at Alabama.
Plug, man. Come on.
He's a Sabanite. He did some time at UCF too, man, but he's a Sabanite.
Neutral show. We can't just scream Alabama all show.
We're not screaming Alabama all show. I mean, I've got Ole Miss. Let's go. Hotty toddy, baby. Let's go. Shirt and hats coming in the mail.
But back to Tech, this is gonna be tough. You got Tech and Virginia at the top 2 spots. Then you got SMU and Pitt.
Yeah.
And Pitt has Georgia Tech in 2 weeks. Yeah. So there's going to be some shakeup here, and Miami's laying in the weeds. Miami's only played 2 conference games to date. Maybe Miami, they're good, but maybe we oversold them a little bit.
And I keep an eye on that Cal team too. That Cal team is slowly but surely. I mean, they've won games. They're continuing to roll. There's been a lot of talk about their quarterback this year as well. So I would keep an eye on Cal too. And then obviously we just talked about Duke, but I'd keep an eye on Cal for sure.
Yeah, and we see on SMU. They're bringing on the conference. SMU's 3-0
Put
in
some
the conference.
respect on Frank Reich. You got to put some respect on Frank Reich's name, man. He's out there at Stanford. Him and Andrew Luck out there counting Jim Irsay's money, and they
That
got
was
a
a
little.
wild
They got
ending last night.
they got a wild ending against FSU. Mike Norville still employed y'all, so
Hey,
there is that.
Man, his seat is as hot as it can get right now. They're talking about they're pulling the money together because he was on the skirts last year. Remember, he had to take a pay cut going into this season.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if they continue to falter. They're 3-0, 3-4 overall, and 0-4 in the conference. If they don't win the rest of their conference games, he is also going to be a guy that's no longer there.
Okay,
Yes, yeah,
okay.
that's I definitely believe that for sure.
So
Notre Dame and USC, big one Saturday night there.
I did have
The
USC.
Lakeland Riley's crew coming over and hanging in there, and then just some dumb play calls there that it's I didn't get a couple of his plays. I was texting with John, and then the star wideout sitting there trying to act like he's going to pass it, and then he just fumbles it, and it was you just see USC just kind of unraveling there as the game progressed.
Link is a great offensive coach. That's it.
We need to trade him.
Listen, he's not on the hot seat this year, but it's coming.
Trade him to the NFL for Pete Carroll. Let Pete Carroll spin out his better coaching days with USC. It's not illegal to buy a kid a house anymore. It's not illegal to buy a kid a car anymore. It's not illegal to get some change. It's not illegal to pay a kid over the table. You know what I'm saying? Pete Carroll be ready, man, set ready for USC. No more brown bags,
baby.
Load up on them kids from Compton. Load all them kids from SoCal. Like, man, right? California got some halfway decent running backs, man. Why are they going to California? You know what I'm saying? Why are they in California? Why why is Andrew Luck and Frank Reich pulling another coup? You know what I mean? But like, no, man, USC. I don't know, man. Lincoln Riley kind of whiny to me, just a little bit, man. And he doesn't even have the cachet that Calipari does to be so whiny. And again, that's I told you, Brandon, I was gonna sneak him in. Told you. But anyway, man. But listen, man. Lincoln Riley's he's a little whiny, man. He was pregame talking about. Do you not know who you coach for and what program who you coach for? Talking about having to come back out east again and hoping the rivalry stays. You know what I'm saying? A 1-1 where everybody kind of Notre Dame comes back out. I'm like, dude, this has been going on since the beginning of time. Football time.
Laying the groundwork. He's laying the groundwork for ass whooping. So and he's trying to play the victim. And a lot of people fall into that victimization. Oh man, poor Lincoln Riley. Like I said, he's got the West Coast to himself.
Absolutely.
He's got the West Coast to himself. If he hasn't taken advantage of it in year 4, I don't anticipate him taking advantage of it. And over these next 2 years, look for his seat to warm up in a real fast microwave type fashion.
Okay. Isaiah, your thoughts watching? You said you turned over to watching that game. Thoughts on that one?
I mean, same thing as like you said, the play calling was rough. I've been an advocate that Notre Dame would not make the playoff. That doesn't look too good right now because I had USC winning this game, and for the most part, I was confident they were going to win this game. But I think you put the nail on the head there, right? Or yeah, that's right. Saying I think USC they kind of botched it with the play calling. I was just like, man. And then once that game started to go down and it looked like Notre Dame was going to win that, I watched Texas sneak by and barely beat Kentucky. I see people joking. I see people joking. They're putting memes out on Twitter of Billy. It's like Billy Napier and Arch Manning at Louisiana Raging Cajuns next year, and it's that highlight video of Shaq and Kobe. So I found that funny today too.
Okay.
Hey man, when Texas goes 3-0, after after losing, everybody kind of putting dirt on their name, man. Again, man, it's all down to Sark's play calling. He has right now their top 7 defensive ranked in the nation. That's great, but they can't run the ball, and I get it. His running back quit, whatever, but that's a culture thing, man. You should have had your room should have been better. If it's Texas, so we put it all on Arch. I get it. He didn't necessarily have a terrible day yesterday, but we expected. I did too. We expected more touchdowns out of Arch yesterday, but y'all got to stop with this Arch hate. They beat Oklahoma. They did. then
Scott's
and that
asking you, is Hart overhyped?
They've got the toughest stretch, man.
Quinn
you know,
Ewers would be Quinn Ewers
I,
would
the
have
big
done
hand
better.
raised. I'm the one who said he was going to be the Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah,
but
you
they have the
did.
most talent in the SEC.
You did.
See, I
so
can
when they
admit
beat
mine.
Mississippi State,
And, you know,
they'll beat State,
again,
they'll beat Vanderbilt, and then people still be doubting him.
Quinn
Listen,
Ewers would have done better.
Did you see this schedule
Oh,
here?
stop it.
They're at listen, they're at Stark Vegas, they home to Vandy, at Georgia, home to Arkansas. Arkansas is going to score some points. And then they finished up with A&M. I don't know that Texas is going to come out of this unscathed. What I mean by unscathed, Manning getting a lot of heat, possibly maybe transferring, maybe going to the NFL. He's going to catch. So they got
He's going to transfer.
They got 4 top defenses. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Listen, Mississippi State in Stark Vegas, Vandy. You saw what he did yesterday. Georgia.
He would be transferred. He'd be in South Bend so fast, make your head spin, man. Transfer?
Nah, he won't be in South Bend.
Listen, the way the season is gone. Can you tell me out of these next 5 games that you think Texas is going to win 4 out of 5? I don't see them winning 4 out of 5.
You overhyping Mississippi State.
But it's 5 games, not 1. It's 5. I said Mississippi. There is
you got to take them like one day at a time, just like the 070 show, man.
You telling me that? I've been saying that for the last month.
Because y'all be they'll be a believer 2 more weeks. They'll be a believer. They'll be having twists on different things.
Everybody's talking about their hate for certain players, and then John's showing his love for Texas. But I want to know about John's hate that he has for Vanderbilt and Pavio.
At 26 years old, man.
The crotch grabber.
Heisman post.
The fake
Dude,
Johnny
I was that hard at that. Heisman. He's gonna be in the room, I guess. He's gonna be in the room because I'm hyped. He's gonna be in the okay. On the other way, if they go and beat Texas, he has like so many highlight reel wins. They will invite him to the Heisman ceremony for sure.
Of course. You know why? Because it's about the show. He's trying to put on the show. He did the Heisman polls. He does all these things. He's not Johnny Manziel. And hell, Johnny Manziel wasn't an NFL player. So he can do all this hype and puff and all that like that. Not a very likable dude, man. Not a very, very likable dude. But seeing him beat LSU the way I don't like LSU, I was semi-okay with yesterday.
I kind of liked him. I kind of like him when he beat Bama. It was beautiful when they beat Bama.
This is
it was a crazy moment when they.
I think Alabama's lucky they don't play him this year. I think
they already did play him.
They already did play.
They beat him.
They lost.
Oh, maybe he was hurt.
They beat him. No, he was distracted that game.
Hey, do you all have some type
of that's when we did the crotch grab
to jump me about this Bama thing? I mean, I'm in text group.
I don't even hate Alabama.
Messaging. What's going on, man?
I was in love with him until the fiasco this past weekend.
You know I'm sensitive.
Well,
I will say this, man. Because I'm gonna stand on it, man. Ohio State is still the best team in the nation. Defensively, they'll take your whole team apart. Offensively, they kind of just do what they want to do. I'm going to tell you right now, though, Indiana's not that far behind them. Indiana, what Cincinnati got going on is not that far behind them. If and when they do meet in the Big Ten championship, we can't look down the road. You can't get complacent.
One week at a time, JB. 1 week at a time.
Me and Brandon are kind of making the same face. So on the contrary, I'll say this, right?
You're anti. You both are anti. Make your point. If you're gonna say it. You're anti-Indiana. Just say it.
I'm not anti-Indiana. What I was gonna say was, hold on. I didn't say nothing. I said they were gonna lose to Oregon in a very bad way.
That was weeks ago.
Listen, this time around, I will say I will not be surprised if they beat Ohio State, but I'm not gonna say whether they would win or lose right now. Let's see if that's the matchup at Lucas Oil for the conference title. That is what I will say. At this point,
I think they'd be 8-point underdogs.
It ain't gonna happen. You know why? Because Indiana's going to lose to Penn State. Oregon's going to run the table. Ohio State's going to run the table. And they're going to stick Indiana. Watch. I got a feeling, again, I don't want them to lose. I got a
You
feeling
better have a
Indiana's
feeling.
going to lose to Penn
They're
State.
gonna lose to Penn State.
I just said I got a feeling. I didn't do
November
like you did.
29th.
Hey, look at me. Look into my eyes. No, I just got
my
a
God.
feeling it's
Just
either
showed
them
us
or
some
credibility.
UCLA this week. It wouldn't surprise me.
I don't think they're gonna lose to
Brandon.
Penn State.
That's a hot take.
No, I
Brandon.
just said it's just a feeling. I wouldn't put no money on it. It's just a
Well,
feeling.
there's some of us that feel that Ohio State's gonna lose on the 29th of November.
That's possible.
Who's that?
Up to a pedestrian Michigan
It ain't me.
Wolverine team.
He said it ain't me. Now you go.
Things have been going too good for
It ain't me.
Indiana. Something bad is going to happen. I just don't know.
No. Here you go wishing bad on. This is what you did to Tennessee, man. I see how you work.
I'm not wishing.
See, he has a
That's what he did to Ole Miss.
underlying.
That's what he did to Ole Miss, man. Ole Miss had it wrapped up. Yeah, Ole Miss had it wrapped up. Now, if you get a team to punt, twice, man. You get a team to punt twice, and within 4 minutes, man. That was a quick swing, man.
Baby, you know damn well that's Brandon's fault. Before he posted that picture of him and Lane on that little train, everything was going well.
It was sent to me.
As soon as you posted
he was just sharing. He was sharing, man.
Yeah,
it's called social media. It's called social media.
When you hit send,
D-Cop, we're not on TVs no more, man. We're not on break out 19, break out 19.
D-Cop's gonna lose his shit when he sees next Crossroads Sports episode at some point coming up soon. I'm sitting down there in Lane's office in Oxford.
As soon as you hit send, I said, "Oh shit, here we go." And what happens? They lay a donut for the rest of the game.
The rest of the game,
man. Hey, so listen, you need to call Lane and apologize to him because you're not Reggie Sykes.
We're on the same page. We're on the same page. We're getting to where we need to. That's why the college football's 12 teams. They'll still be there. Remember, they beat that team down in Bloomington.
They're one of the top 12 teams.
Bad.
Call it like it is. They are one of the top 12 teams. That's for sure.
They are. They were they the 5th best team in the country? Probably not. No. I think they were just fortunate to where they started and where their wins were to be the 5. But
they got tight in the 4th quarter, though, bro. I mean, that surprised me with a Lane Kiffin coach team as loose as he coaches. They looked a little tight on that 3 and out. I was like, man, they looked like they were trying to not lose. Just keep on balling, man.
It's good to see they support non-smoking down there at Tuscaloosa as well. Apparently, everybody's lighting up cigars.
That's an inside thing.
I know.
That's the 3rd October of every year. That's an inside thing. You know.
Hey, what's not an inside thing is Hugh Freeze and Auburn might be the worst SEC team, 0-4 in SEC play. He's not gonna have a job.
No, again. They're the best 0-4 SEC team that's 0-4. Here, mark it here. Mark the tape. Auburn is going to be a ranked team before the end of the year.
This dude's wild.
Mark the tape.
Wow.
Hey, I'm standing on it.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about
you. Here's what I like, man. I like they haven't started this chatter about let's fire LSU, let's fire Brian Kelly, or Auburn, let's fire Hugh Freeze. Man, like that's too we can't make the coach transactional like that, man. College football is not the NFL. Right. However, so I think because you still got the bowl game maybe to play, not a playoff game, a bowl game, and you know how that fuels the economy of college football and fandom and all those other things, man. So. I don't know about them getting ranked this year. He should after this season kind of know what he needs and evaluate, you know what I'm saying? Evaluation. They got deep pockets down in Auburn. If you gotta take off because Bruce Pearl ain't there no more. I told you, Brandon, I was gonna get another one in. If you gotta take a little money off the basketball side, then that's what you gotta do.
Freeze is a good coach. He's not some bum coach, man.
Well, they got to get him some better. They got to give him some better running backs, and his defense is not there. The defense, he got a Big 12 defense, and he got a Kansas Big 12 defense.
He got a Big 12 defense. He's got an SEC defense. That's why they've been in these games.
Isn't he the one that was coached from his hospital bed? He had the headset on from his hospital bed.
Yeah, that was a while ago. But the thing is, they've got a legitimate defense. If you look at how they play, because maybe you all haven't watched those games, and I don't like Auburn because it's Auburn, Alabama, but they got a legitimate team. They got Vandy and Bama, and I don't want them to beat Bama, so I'm hoping they beat Vandy. But it would not surprise me. And they're at Vandy, but they're at home.
He keeps his team hopes up. I will say that he keeps his team hopes up. They seemingly well prepared, but they kind of seemingly always fall at some point of the game. But he keeps his culture up, man, and that's what you got to kind of tip your hat to in these.
That's a credit to him. That's a credit to him. You got a team that's lost, 5 games, and there's no quit in them. Did you see those guys walk off the field last night after that tough defeat? Had their heads down, like, we're gonna keep on fighting. Mm-hmm. It says something about that. I'm not a huge Freeze fan, but man, he's got his dudes playing hard for 60 minutes. It says a lot more than some other coaches we've got out here that have their guys playing hard for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
We talked last week. And then this week we got 2 firings. We got Napier, which I've been calling for the last 2 years, John. I think I've been calling for Napier's demise down there. And then we did get a Norvell today, but unfortunately it was Jay over there at Colorado State. So now, folks, the 9 head coaches that have been fired this season are currently owed $115 million in buyouts.
Dropping the bucket. The way the money is flowing out there is nothing. I saw regular people. We're impressed by that. That's nothing.
Yeah.
Well, look what they did for James Franklin. Nothing. What they did for Florida's coach Billy Napier. Nothing. Norvell's next.
After a win, man. That's disrespectful.
JB, I've seen a lot of that. This thing was predetermined after the SF South Florida game.
I get that.
It was determined that he was done then. I bet you. I haven't looked at the schedule. I bet you they got a bye week either next week or the week after.
It's this week. They have the bye week before Georgia.
There you go. Yeah, and I don't watch Florida like that, but yeah, doesn't surprise me.
Maybe I get it. So maybe they floated some flyers out to some folks, man. They kind of know who's going to be coming in or who's going to be announced. You know what I mean? We'll see.
Lane Train will be announced next week.
I keep seeing some stuff, and I think eventually he's going to get hired, right? I keep seeing all the John Gruden stuff, whether it's NFL or college. I think he gets some job at this point, whether that's NFL or college. I think I've been seeing his name float around, and then even the Penn State job. Like I've heard, Penn State should at least call Saban. Penn State should at least call Urban Meyer. Penn State should make all these different calls. And I think Florida. I think
you want a scandal? You want another scandal at Penn State? Don't call Urban Meyer. Don't call Urban Meyer. If you want another
Florida. I think
we can always name somebody's coach. We can just throw names if we want to.
We can always name people.
Urban Meyer and Nick Saban have as good a shot as I do as coaching Penn State. That stuff needs that's journalistic malpractice. Come on, those guys aren't going to Penn State. I mean,
you think Florida's more realistic? So Florida's more realistic, you think?
With whom?
Both of them.
Urban can't go back. Urban can't go back to Florida
anywhere. They're not going anywhere.
It's probably going to be a Big 12 coach that's mildly successful right now. Kind of move over there.
Need some old, crotchety 70-year-old man. They need a young, up-and-coming guy with a lot of energy, especially getting those recruits who decommitted.
The Houston Cougars. Yeah, the Houston Cougars they're a one-loss Big 12 team right now, up-and-coming team. They'll pay for that coach to kind of.
Let me ask you this: we talked to Isaiah was talking candidates for Florida, and I said James Franklin I thought would be number 1. Is there a chance that with the way that offense, I mean, Florida's wants that explosive offense type of thing they want, right? So would they consider if you can't get the Franklin and he says no, and you don't get maybe whoever your number 2 is, your number 3, is there a chance you bring over old boy from Big 12, Gundy?
He's stuck in his ways, man. And he didn't want to move to the NFL model, sort of like your boy Dabo. You're in Florida, you have to. And I think he would have to convince somebody that he's changed his ways.
Because I think he'll get another job with a Power 5 team.
Good coach. Good coach, man. But just
Sonny Dykes.
You said Sonny Dykes? That's a name of the past. JB, you're dating yourself. Sonny Dykes?
This Denver game is nuts, by the way.
They just beat Baylor the other night. Just yesterday. He trying to probably get out of the Big 12, man. He'll go over there if Florida comes calling.
John's pushing for Steichen to come down to Florida, probably.
Nah, man, Steichen, hey, dude, you ain't supposed to be talking college football, man. They about to give Daniel Jones $190 million, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
they're about
tomorrow.
to pay him big time.
I sent you the
Tomorrow.
picture, John. Clemson message boards, the alumni, the boosters message boards. They want Franklin. They want to get rid of Dabo. Bring in Franklin. I sent you screenshots of the message boards I found. It's great. There's a Twitter
Man.
account that follows all the Bade Myth message boards across college football, and they just start screenshotting and sending them in the out there. Just how pissed the fan bases are.
Hey,
It's great
is,
to go
is
through.
there anybody from the Dabo tree that has any success that they could talk about? I mean, I can't think of anybody other than my man at Oklahoma. And if they falter at the end of the year,
Is that success?
but he's an Oklahoma guy though, so I don't think he's
Would
going
he?
to.
That's not necessarily a level up. That's just kind of a you know what I'm saying, we stand to stand trajectory.
Lateral
You know what I'm
move.
Yeah, that's not even technically lateral. Dabo done won bigger games than James Franklin if you want to put all the cards on the table.
Elko, I don't know if Elko from
Elko.
A&M. I think he's in a good spot.
Justin
Yeah.
Powell's got a good point. Elko, hey, he found his spot from Duke to A&M. The money is there. Much more money in A&M than where he'd be going to Clemson. I think Elko's in a good spot, man.
What's the better job right now, Penn State or Florida?
Hmm.
I feel like depending on the coach, but I would say overall, I'd say it's Florida.
Resources? I'm going to say Penn State with that $2 billion that's coming.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
I think I think depending on the coach, it just kind of depends.
He'll have some leeway.
I would say
Well, it ain't gonna be Matt Rule. It ain't gonna be Matt Rule.
He has some leeway. Well, you know what? We talked about that last week, right? Has he discounted that at all? I haven't heard much from Matt.
He mentioned it in a press conference at some point.
He never actually answered it. He just said how much he loves Penn State and how much he wishes James Franklin and Penn State the best. They kept asking him. He just kept not giving him an answer, which I don't know if it helps him with them losing to Minnesota. I don't think that helped you get the job.
Yeah.
Did y'all see the interview with the Syracuse coach? How he avoided the questions as well? He said, "Why do you think I'm here at Syracuse to coach these guys?" And, well, would you leave? I'm here at Syracuse, and he was pretty, boisterous about it, right?
Yeah.
He didn't answer the question either. I think if they called him, if Penn State called him, or if Florida called him, I think he'd be a fool to not jump. You're at Syracuse, man. You're playing you're playing football in a basketball state.
School. I think Penn State's going to call a lot of people.
I can't think of his name, but I know Ramon likes him a lot. I can't remember. He's a high energy guy, and look like he's getting a lot out of his players.
I think Penn State's going to call everyone they can. Like I saw another report where it's like they're going to call Marcus Freeman. They've got Freeman as like a high priority. Freeman's not leaving. Like it seems like Penn State. Like it's being thrown around. It's being thrown around, and everybody's
what
like.
About New Rockney? Hey, bring out New Rockney. You're gonna bring out
a guy in the Pittsburgh Post Gazette said Mike Tomlin. So
that again,
like
go.
Everybody's being
John
linked
Gruden.
to this Penn State.
John, don't you do it.
Bring on Michelin John Gruden.
I think Gruden's more eligible for the Florida job.
Man, Gruden's been canceled, man. He's been canceled.
Look ahead games for next week, gentlemen. Just a couple. The schedule's not as sexy as it has been the last couple of weeks. Now, next week we fire back up, but this week's games, we've got Ole Miss and Oklahoma, UCLA coming to Indiana, Missouri at Vanderbilt. I think that's where College Game Day is.
Game day,
Big noon kickoff on Fox. It's actually going to be at Indiana this weekend. Texas at Mississippi State. I think that could be a shocker down there. And then A&M at LSU and D-Cot's Brian Kelly. That might be a job open up.
Listen, no, I want Brian Kelly to sign a lifetime contract at Baton Rouge. I mean, he's a great recruiter. He means well. I've been going back and forth with a lot of LSU fans, and they were backing him up early in the year. That's how I told you. Just wait. I hope he signs a lifetime contract. The fans of Alabama need Brian Kelly right where he is. He's going to get talent, but he's going to misuse it year after year like he's always done.
And I brought up the Big 12, right? Houston plays Arizona State and BYU plays Iowa State. That could be a loss right there for both of those, and it shakes up the Big 12 even more.
Sneaky good game. Memphis and South Florida.
I wish Memphis would have won.
Yeah. But the talent's there still, and they're at home. They'll be at home too against South Florida.
Yeah. It took a lot for me not to put South Florida in my bracket. They're right on the outside. I
Not
put
bad.
BYU in over them, obviously, because I
Yeah.
needed a Big 12 team. But
You- man,
I
you
think
just want
Utah in that
signature win,
game.
right? You want that
I-
signature win to put them over the top. Say, yeah, we've definitely arrived. You beat Florida. You played some teams tough, but you want to get that signature win. This will be a good win for them if they can beat Memphis this weekend.
Yeah.
The,
A real,
the
especially
BYU
on the
coach.
road.
Yeah, the BYU coach, that might be an intriguing name come the offseason, even though he's got a dynamic, you know what I'm saying, freshman quarterback. This kind of
47.
Yeah, just
He's
kind
not
of some of the Papa Tucker fans, they you know what I'm saying, they've had kind of around that program. So yesterday they had the daggone coyote jumping off into a kiddie pool, which I thought was ridiculous. But like, nah, man. This a wild game
Water
with
full of
them in
rabies.
Utah. They fourth down conversions was like, damn, man. I was like, dude, you don't have to go for it. You can kick away. You know what I'm saying? But no, man, I thought kind of what I thought Utah was gonna kind of come out on top, man, and BYU is kind of push themselves into playoff contention. You asked me, they got a date with Texas Tech. They're gonna come to their contention senses real fast, man. Texas Tech's got a freshman. They got a freshman quarterback because the senior guy, he's out. The name escapes me right now, but he's out right now because he got hit. He took a hit 2 games ago. In this freshman came in and spot up, looked great, but like, you know, spot up and starting is 2 different things, right?
Yeah.
So, but like, no, as their season progresses, man, you see them. They were still into the game with Arizona State. Sam Levitt, future San Francisco 49er is, man. He came out off an injury from last week, man, and like I said, this kind of lit up surprisingly Texas Tech, man. So, but like, no, man, I think the be what. I don't. It's not gonna happen. The Big 12 is not gonna get 2. Not to negate anything that you said, Isaiah. The Big 12 is not gonna get 2 teams in, just because of the cannibalization factor. But
Yeah.
but like, now, man, BYU again could push themselves into, if they can kind of hold on to that. I don't know. I couldn't imagine them getting to a playoff and then you trying to be so ballsy to go 4th down. Like, at some point you got to play smart football, man. That's not gonna work. Some of the stuff they pulled against Utah, and Utah, Willingham's a good coach, good team. They rushed it. Hell, yesterday they out offense them on all facets, right? But it was just the 4th down conversions, man. So, but I can't imagine BYU going to a playoff situation with a Big 12 team. Excuse me, a Big 10 team or anybody from the SEC, and not, you know what I'm saying, thinking that you're gonna be so balls like that, you know what I'm saying, that no, they'll get crushed. You know what I'm saying?
I
But like,
still
no, man,
think Texas Tech I still think Texas Tech is the class of the Big 12. Even with the loss yesterday, until they'll follow up with another loss. BYU's good, and we talk about their coach.
I don't know how to gauge them yet.
Assistant coach there. He was an assistant coach at BYU, and then he got elevated to head coach.
I think he's got a cousin in Alabama under Saban.
I think
he's at Alabama State. Alabama State.
Oh, okay.
I think he's a Hawaiian, so he's a West Coast. He gets a lot of players from the islands, so
Right,
I think that's kind of his niche. So he's in a good spot. So maybe he won't want to leave because, I mean, yeah, you may get more opportunity, more money, but man, if you're comfortable and you're making a good living for yourself and you got a nice pipeline, why would you leave?
Yeah. Texas Tech is right now the DraftKings the favorites at -110 to win the Big 12. Arizona State it's at +450. BYU is third at +600. So they have Arizona State over BYU right now. Which I don't know I mean, that'd be a tough one to see between Texas Tech and BYU, who you would get there in that Big 12 championship. That'd be a tough one. Because I do love what's his face. I can't even think of the quarterback's name at BYU right now.
Brockmeyer. Brockmeyer.
He's got to change that number. He's got to change that number, man. I don't look right.
I know, right? I had to look. I thought fullback.
It's so sore on the eyes. I can't look at that.
Big Ten wise, Ohio State still leads 150, -150. Indiana +1. By the way, Mendoza +350 right now leads the Heisman voting. I feel like I got to put something on it because if they go undefeated, he's there at the Heisman ceremony, then at that point, it's a crapshoot, right?
Well, it's the feel good story too, right? Because we talked about fatigue, right? Ohio State fatigue, Bama fatigue, Georgia fatigue.
Right.
The new crop, the new crew. You got a coach who's brash, who's braggadocious. You got a quarterback came from Cal, who came from Cal to Indiana. There's a big difference, and all he's done is light the world on fire, man.
And you know me, I love my mock.
15 on him.
I love my mock drafts. Those two are battling for the number 1 pick to go to the Jets. So we'll see what happens.
Wow, way to ruin a career.
I just put a Decott 15 on him to win the Heisman. So
I may drop 20 just in case you did it. So
number 2 is Ty Simpson.
The senator.
3 is Sayan from Ohio State, which he's had a
Sayan's quiet.
Yeah.
He's
I
coming
still
off
feel like,
each week.
where's Dante Moore? I feel like he should still. Well, I guess not Heisman, but he's played really well.
He's
still.
7th right now.
Okay.
They have Diego Pavia, John's boy, and then they have Marcel Reed, Gunnar Stockton, and then Dante.
That's your boy, JB.
He ain't with me. I get it, Vanderbilt's in Tennessee, but he ain't with me.
That's the only thing you and I agreed on all weekend, JB.
I don't know if you guys see the Division III running back this past weekend for Curry College. Monte Quinn.
I saw the headline. I didn't see any
522 rushing yards.
Oh my,
crazy
on a broken ankle. No, I'm just kidding. No.
I think the coordinator was from Bama because he had that moxie to run the ball all the time. So, all right, gentlemen,
y'all create way too much hate for Bama, man. Come on.
Well, give me a week and it'll be away. We got 10 minutes left. Let's hear final thoughts and kind of what you're looking forward to for the week. Just kind of thoughts to kind of put a bow on our week 8.
I still say for me, I like A&M out of the SEC. They've done nothing to say they shouldn't be. Bama's right behind them in closing. They got a big game this weekend against South Carolina. A&M's got some tough games as well. Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to meet in the regular season. It would have to be in the SEC title game. But I think those two teams are the class of the SEC as it stands right now, but with Bama right behind A&M. But I do like A&M, and I like Elko coming from Duke. Not a lot of fanfare coming over from Duke. No one talked about Elko as being a home run hire. Not one person can tell you that. He was absolutely a home run hire, and he's done a great job coming in at A&M and done well for them. And again, to the point to where it wouldn't, they'll be in the SEC title game, I believe.
Okay. John?
Want to put a stamp on or call a call out to the Ball State Cardinals and Keel Kelly, man. Dual threat quarterback, kind of, of course, MAC play, Ball State kind of on the losing side overall, but 3-0 in MAC play. That's where you want to be as far as your conference race is concerned. Or 3-0 at home. Shame on me. 3-0 at home. I want to be clear, man, because somebody will correct me, right? But 3-0 at home. Like I said, the kid Keel Kelly, man, rushing up a storm. The defense at one point was ranked number 1 in the nation in sacks, which is crazy, even for the MAC level, man. But man, we just want to kind of point that out, man. Ball State, I get it. People kind of want to put that all MAC schools in the doldrums, man. But there's still a lot of football left to play. And again, these guys are playing for NFL contracts and bowl games, man. So again, just want to put a little spotlight on the Cardinals.
Yeah, and you got an end of an era game this weekend for Ball State. Never again. It's the end of an era rivalry. One of your rivals is leaving the conference, Northern Illinois. So you got Northern Illinois and Ball State this weekend. So end of an era. Made a few trips up to DeKalb back in the day. So, Isaiah.
Mine's about the SEC. I'm actually gonna support Brandon here. I still believe in Ole Miss a lot. I do like Lane Kiffin. I wouldn't say I'm fully on the Lane train, but I mean I do.
I'm riding that bus.
I do like Ole Miss, and I do like Lane Kiffin. I think Ole Miss is definitely still in the mix. I would keep an eye out on Oklahoma now that hopefully Mateer can find his footing after the injury and stuff. So I'll be watching that as well. And then props to Vanderbilt too. I was surprised that they beat LSU. Brian Kelly. I hope he's fired. I hope he is fired for sure.
Stop hoping people get fired.
Nah, he got to go. Get the buyout money ready. Get the buyout money ready for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
Just so we don't get canceled by the
And then
There
one
you
last
go.
thing. One
Yeah.
last thing. NBA's back this week. I can't wait. That's my last thing.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Brandon. This is it's football only, man.
He's allowed a little couple
Hey,
freebies.
you gotta mute him. You gotta mute him on that bleeding. We gonna talk about basketball.
He's got a couple freebies in him.
I got
For me,
basketball in a little bit.
Purdue football once again laying an egg against Northwestern. No points up there. As I've said, John, this guy Barry Odom coming over from UNLV, I have seen some glimpses, but no consistency for this program yet, and it's a little concerning. Can they get beat by 60 again to Indiana this year? I think it's on the docket.
Don't do it.
So,
Hey, listen, I got JB talked about Ball State earlier. I want to just share how impressed I was personally with the great get you all had last week with Willie Snead. You know, you all need to celebrate that a little more. That dude came off as a human being, a regular guy. I mean, he was having some fun, went to school up in Michigan, coming from Florida.
Mm-hmm.
He came off as a guy you sit around, like it could be us five, and just spitballing all day. How'd you all, of course, he's a Ball State guy, but man, that was a great gig. You all should have him in the rotation. I know he said that he's going to have you all on his show. You all need to have him on your rotation, man. He was an interesting interview, and I could have listened to that all day, man.
Yeah. It was. I told John it was great to hear his, even just him going in through college and the draft, and then kind of what the scouts and everybody's looking for, and then how his agent and them were like, well, you're not. They look over your last 2 years, not your whole body of work, and it's. But no,
Insight.
I thought,
A lot of insight.
A lot of insight. John, your thoughts on Willie? You haven't really, I guess,
No,
gave
man. Willie Snead dropped nothing but jewels for us, man. And if you know anybody that grew up in South Florida that played football, man, that's how they talk. They believe in, but that's how we talk up here when it comes to basketball. Brandon Reef doesn't think he can miss a shot. I know I can't miss a shot, and I never played high school or college basketball, but like, you know what I'm saying? It's a real football culture down there. And like I said, I'm glad he was able to share with us, man. But hey, man, the homies they ran a pretty good show. I tapped in and watched Corey Alford with y'all this morning, man. He gave a lot of good information as far as, you know what I'm saying, the coach. Hey, Brandon, see, now we talking basketball. I got another one on us. Told you, but like, no, man. But like, no, man, they had a pretty good tap in with Corey Alford as well, man. Everybody should everybody for sure check out for that. It's the Alford, y'all. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah. In these worlds of Indiana, man, that's royalty, man. So you know what I'm saying? You get to tap in with somebody like that, man. You better listen.
Definitely a lot different than his father, man. He opened up when we got off air. We chatted for another few minutes because his grandfather was coming to visit him for the first time there at Oral Roberts. I mean, he was open book before we started. Said, "Are you okay with us talking about your dad?" He said, "Listen, I get it. I'm all good for it. Whatever you all want to hit, I've got no problem with it." So,
It was a great interview. Great interview for sure. Great.
Nice. Speaking of that, do you guys have anything this week you want to plug?
I don't want to. You know what?
Isaiah's NFL tier list tomorrow. I'll drop my
that's
tier
not
list.
what we're talking about. We're talking about guests.
Updated
got somebody in the hook.
And it's been crazy because in the last couple of weeks, when I've turned on my on YouTube on my phone at lunch or something, it's right at the Steelers talk.
I know that has been awesome. Every time we've done it, he's dropped a comment about the Steelers, and you know what? Props to
Brandon's
the Steelers.
stalking us, man. That's what's up. Because I believe you, I'll stalk them too. So
Steelers have been above my expectations this year. So props to the Steelers. I mean, they're winning games, and that shootout with Cincinnati, even though they didn't win, I mean, that was a great game to watch. I mean,
still
props
looking
to the
for the
Steelers.
defense. Still out looking for them.
I feel that way about Dallas. So yeah, no problems there. But I think that's all we really got this week is the NFL show.
I'll share with you guys a little about there what we're working on. I don't want to make it public because I've got to get confirmation, but I'll let you guys know.
Cool.
That's the big thing for us. NFL recap tomorrow. So
okay. And then last thing, we got our normal show Wednesday night. Myself and JB. Tanner will be on. We'll do our picks. And then let me find it real quick. I told somebody I'd give a shout out. Let me find it. I need to give a shout out to an ass whooping that happened this past weekend. I want to shout out Prairie View. Because they went down, took care of business, and stomped on Southern University, so I had to check on one of our boys to make sure he was.
Who went to Southern University?
I
What's
wouldn't
the
say
sports guy?
anybody would right now. I mean, the way they got handed at homecoming ass whoopings, what it seemed like.
Painful.
Mm.
That's what happens when you troll all week. Your team
Mm.
goes down and gets it handed to them.
Yeah. Don't get me started on wearing baby blue, but other than that, gentlemen, thank you for joining tonight. As always, we'll be back once again next Sunday night for Week 9 recap. As we get closer, I think we have next Tuesday, not this Tuesday, next Tuesday, we have the very first college football playoff rankings will be out. The bracket will be unveiled. So we'll follow that up a week later or so. But let's enjoy the rest of tonight's NFL slate and then college games this week. We'll see you guys all again next week. Take care.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for listening to the Crossroads Sports Radio Show. You can find more episodes on iTunes and the Google Play Store. Be sure to like and subscribe for more Crossroads sports content.